Welcome in. Today we are checking out the Reobrix St. Andrew's Church. This set is actually based off the iconic St. Andrew's Church in Poland, which is a historical Romanesque church that was built between 1079 and 1098. The St. Andrew's Church is a rare surviving example of the European fortress church used for defensive purposes. The Reobrix version set is number 66023 and contains 3,306 Lego compatible pieces. This set has some stickers, but it also has lights that really pop, especially when it comes to the stained glass, and there's so much stained glass. Although this set isn't perfect, Reobrix really tried to bring the set to life, and the build was a lot of fun. We actually bought this from Barware, where it retails for $86 Canadian. With warehouses in the US, EU, and China, and multiple shipping options, Barware is now our go-to reseller of top brand alternative brick sets. So as a reminder, you can save 14% at Barware using code SheClicksBricks. So, is this church a welcome addition to my brick city? Let's find out. I'm Stacy, and this is... There are so many great details on the outside of this set, starting with the bottom where you can see almost every stud is covered. So the landscaping is really well done. There's some flower beds. The bricks, I love how there's smaller bricks for the facade. These are stickers. This middle piece is a printed piece, but the rest are stickers. They're the thermal press stickers, so they're not too bad. They look really good, but I would say you don't have to use stickers if you don't want to. There's some nice, elegant pieces there. You can see the crosses, the stained glass windows. They're actually all around the steeples. And then these actual steeples. We've got some windows inside. Got some small pieces up here to add to the architecture. All these small pieces around here to add to the architecture. It's just gorgeous, and it's pretty tall. It's about 35 centimeters tall, so it's a good size. Take a look at the side of the church. Start at the top, and we see the crosses right at the top there. Again, all of these small pieces to give it the architecture and some different peaks and facades here. We've got our windows with some small pieces for decoration. This is all hollow, and we'll be able to see that with the light on in a little bit. We got some flowers, more stained glass, and more stained glass. Look at that red cross. Very, very cool. And we've got some stickers on the archways. This I thought was interesting. These are just one-bys upside down just to give it some more architecture texture, I guess. Then we go from the white and the tan over to this darker brown color with a red roof with another different color brown roof. And I really like all the differences in the colors and the brick types. Over here we've got a darker tan with another different color brown brick. And this is two bricks. The way they're built, it makes it look like a little window there. I think that was very cool. We've got another window here and some more landscaping. And we've got the back of the church. Again, we've got another cross, just in case you forgot it's a church. Little decoration here. This is one of those flower pieces upside down. You could see all the bricks used in this roof. It was a really fun build, and it's a very sturdy roof.
You were just going on and on about the roof as you were building
I
it.
was. It's great.
Yeah.
It's really great. Gave you some good examples of how you could do mocks as well, right?
I know.
If you have enough
yeah.
of those slanted pieces.
Yeah, I looked at that.
We've got more white and a darker tan, which is again a little bit different. More stickers, and look at this yellow cross. This in the instructions is actually, it shows you to push it down like this over the window, which is kind of cool, but I don't want to hide that beautiful window.
No.
Yeah, it's really cool, but that's on there pretty good.
It is, look at that. All right, spin this.
All right, and over to the side, which during my spin I called the front, probably the whole time.
Yeah,
but
you
it's
did.
because I started on this side with the build, so that's why.
So in the build recap, this was you referring to as the front.
As the front,
church.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the doors are amazing. They're very thick, well-designed doors. not real
Love the handles.
happy with the gun pieces used as handles.
Why wouldn't they just use some straight gold bars?
That's what I was thinking too. But...
Although defensive church, right?
Oh, maybe that's
yeah,
why.
Yeah.
Maybe it really does have to do with the history of the church.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll accept that.
Yep.
I'll
Somebody had
accept
to
that.
weigh in and educate us.
Yeah. This tree is really good. It's really nice. It's pretty sturdy, but I don't know if it adds to the set or takes away from the set because it covers so much of this.
Really
There is a stained glass window here. There is more sticker pieces here. You really can't see any of the roof. The roof back here is red as opposed to the brown continuing, but you can't see that,
barely see it, yeah.
right? So, I mean, it does look pretty. There's lots of colors, and I like there's apples on the trees.
The side of the set, like if you're to butt that up against another set in your city, like you have the vertical city.
Yeah.
So you'll have to figure out what to do with that.
Kind of interesting. But a little bit more about this roof. This peak is actually attached to the roof, and then this part is built on to the base, I guess, like above the front door. So when you attach the roof on, this attaches in behind, which is pretty neat. And these little pieces here just to give it a little bit more design. So just give this a spin so you can take a look at all of the details and the different architecture techniques.
They really put a lot into this.
Yeah, they really did. Very detailed. Very detailed. I love how there's all these little pieces on the outside just to change the brickwork up a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's fun to build that way too.
And big old prints for the round pieces.
Yeah. So I definitely want to show you the inside of this. This is some really great details. However, in order to get to the inside, you can take this roof off as one piece, but it hits up against these window frames on both sides. And because there's so many great individual pieces in this build, I'm going to take some pieces off and show you those, and then we'll get to the inside. So these steeples actually come right off. You can see they're pretty sturdy. And you can see a little bit more about how they're built. They're hollow on the inside, and then there's clear pieces here. And there's clear pieces on the top of these bases because there's lights inside of both of these. So then this piece also comes off, and there's our wires. But this is solid. You can see all of the stained glass all the way around. These are all individual builds in the corners to make it give it that round look. I'll put this over to the side. This is the switch for the lights.
There's plenty of wire for that.
There's plenty of wire so that you can do this for sure. The wires are not hidden on the inside at all, but they're well hidden from the outside, which is nice. This is a brick that has the switch built into it, the power. It was just one of those batteries that you just take the tab out and you can use the battery. So I'm not really sure what kind of battery is in there.
Get your finger on that.
So it's a little bit
tight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't stick out very far, but then this roof comes off in one piece like this.
And again, plenty of wire.
And there's lights. So now you can see the lights through here.
Yep.
And through the stained glass.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't that look pretty?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the lights here. So they're just strip lights. And then when this is on, the light will go through the towers.
Take your word for it.
Yeah.
I trust you'll show us later.
I will.
Okay.
So now we can look at the inside. Take a look at all the great details inside, starting with this awesome arch with the lights so that you can see the stained glass window, and it shines very nicely from those lights. You can see the orange cross right through.
Oh, it really pops.
This is a light strip that's used, like I showed on the roof. We did put some alcohol on the bricks to clean them up a little bit before putting the light strips on because I've had them peel off before. So
yeah, just
we'll
a
see if this
little on the cloth and rub
holds
the
it a
cloth
little
on the
bit.
brick, and
Yep.
just to get any greases or anything that maybe they're off. But they're holding up great.
So far, yeah. So we've got the communion table. Got another window over here. We've got our candlesticks. You can see these doors. Now these doors open in, which kind of leads them to open right to the candlesticks there. But I just wanted to show this so you can see the thickness of the doors. They're pretty neat builds. These side doors here, I find that you have to close them together because they're very tight. The front doors are a little bit different. But we've got our pews in here. We've got some more stained glass window and our stoops with our holy water. You can see the stained glass window and see the build there. Turn this a little bit. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the blue.
Yeah, nice thickness to make the color stay all the way through. You can see here where we have all of our lights. So our little panel here. Okay. Lots of long wires to be able to take these pieces off. But like I said earlier, they're not hidden inside at all. And take a look at this door here. This one opens much easier. It flows pretty good. But yeah, the flooring in here is beautiful as well. Like I said, pretty much almost every stud is covered with something, which I love.
We all know that.
So now to put this all back together, and I actually just realized I haven't put it all back together yet because when I was building it, it was kind of piece by piece. So again, I'll just show the lights and the wires. So we'll want to tuck those in as we put this on.
I will say again, I do like that there's plenty of wire.
Yeah, there totally is. So that's on nice and good. This one here as well, I'm not sure if I showed that the wires feed right through.
You can see the light there on the top.
Underneath. Yeah, it's awesome. So tuck those in again. Just go right on the studs
there. It's not
there.
on this side here.
Oh, it's not.
There
we go.
Oh, I can see the stained glass
and
coming
these
together.
Just go in the center here. So it's pretty easy and it's pretty sturdy.
Yes.
There we
you
go.
nailed it.
Can you see the light through there? Let's turn the lights off and see.
Yeah.
So I want to give this a spin for you with the lights out in the room so that you can really see the light coming through. The stained glass is just amazing. There's so many different colors used. Every window pretty much except for two little side ones are stained glass. Look at the
you can
cross.
really see it. Look, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that really pops up. The towers, the steeples on the backside even have.
All four sides. Can't see everything on this side because of the tree.
The tree. But you can see the light.
Through it?
Yeah, peeking through.
And you can see some light reflecting off of the tree.
Yeah.
And then the front. Yeah, I'm impressed with the stained glass. The lights are not, you know, the best lights, but they do this set justice.
They do the job, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I mentioned most of these things already, but some things to point out with the set. Like I said, there are stickers. They are the thermal press stickers, but there are quite a few of them. Especially up here, all of these little windows are stickers. And the instructions didn't actually tell me to put them on until all of it was built, which was kind of interesting. The base plate. The base plate is many different plates locked together. So there are some spots, especially the front corners, that are weak because they're smaller pieces. So you definitely have to be careful. Mills plate would be a great idea for this set. The doors, I showed those as well. The front doors open really well. The side doors, not so much. There's lots of wires, I said, are exposed on the inside, but not on the outside. And then the power switch. The power switch is here in between the steeples. Not real easy to get to because it doesn't stick out very far to be able to switch it on and off. So, oh, and I did have one piece that was actually defective. You can see up close there.
Of 3,300 pieces.
Of 3,300 pieces, yeah. So I didn't complain. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit deformed there, so it didn't work. And I didn't have any extras of these, but it was for the tree. I don't need any extras. There's lots there. So yeah, this power switch. It is. When I put my finger, if it stuck out a little bit more, I could get it, but yeah, I really have to kind of get it with your nail.
Yeah.
I always like to do a comparison, especially for size purposes. So I brought in the Funwhole Antique Store and the Pantasy Sherlock Holmes 22B apartment so that you can see how they look together. I really do think this is going to look great in the city. Doesn't look as tall when it's beside these sets now, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's funny.
Oh, look, there's that beautiful tree.
Yeah, exactly what you said. You can't put anything flush.
You can't.
Beside it.
Somebody with a flat city can.
Yes. So what did I love about this set? Well, the brick quality was very good. Other than this one piece, I had no issues with the bricks and the quality. It's a beautiful design, and the stained glass, in case you haven't noticed, I love the stained glass. Building the stained glass was really great as well. The lights make the stained glass shine. They really are a good added touch. Nice clear instructions with this set. For over 3,000 pieces, I feel like this is priced very, very well. And it is so different. I think it's going to look amazing in my brick city. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that thumbs up and subscribe on your way out. And until next time, keep clicking those bricks.